Oh, hi. You're here to learn about stock dividends, right? Well, you came to the right place. Welcome to Divvy Up. Now, let's start solving probably the most popular question here. What's a stock dividend? A stock dividend is a dividend payment to shareholders that is made in shares rather than as cash. The stock dividend has the advantage of rewarding shareholders without reducing the company's cash balance, although it can dilute earnings per share. These stock distributions are generally made as fractions paid per existing share. For example, a company might issue a stock dividend of 5%, which will require it to issue 0.05 shares for every share owned by existing shareholders. So the owner of 100 shares would receive 5 additional shares. The shareholder can keep the shares and therefore the weight of his participation in the company, or sell them and receive cash. Every time a company pays a dividend, it must be officially declared by the board of directors. A sufficiently diversified portfolio could guarantee that part of our positions could receive dividends. Both IPC and S&P 500 companies tend to distribute dividends historically. So an investor who has ETFs that replicate them will see those dividends reflected in their portfolios. Now, there are investors who specifically look for companies that pay a high proportion of their profits in dividends. For them, investing in dividends is a fundamental piece of their strategy, and they can focus on specific names, certain sectors, or specialized ETFs for that purpose. The first source of consultation would be the page of the same company. In the Investor Relations section, you will find relevant information including issues of dividends or rights. The main advantage of dividends comes to the fore during times of volatility. A strategy with a component of companies that pays dividends helps to overcome these periods. In this way, shareholders are not forced to convert transitory capital losses into permanent losses. You probably need to educate yourself on a few things before investing in dividends. Number 1, you should investigate the companies or sectors that have historically stood out for being good dividend payers. How have they behaved in episodes of recent volatility? Number 2, both the share price and the amount to be distributed. Number 3, yield or dividend yield. It compares the amount distributed or to be distributed in a year and compares it with the share price to determine a yield or rate. Number 4, how frequent is the distribution of said dividends? And number 5, the tax implications. Depending on the fiscal situation of the company, the origin of the resources to be distributed may be subject to a fiscal burden. This will also depend on the investor's tax regime. Now, pay a lot of attention next, since you'll need to keep an eye on specific dates when investing on stock dividends. First of all, the statement date, the date on which the amount, form, and date of payment of a dividend are decreed. Secondly, the registration date, the date on which it is established who are shareholders and entitled to the dividend. Number 3, date X coupon. It is the date on which the share begins to operate without the right to receive the dividend. And last of all, the payment date. It is the date on which the dividend is paid, either in cash or in shares. To start your research, there are many interesting options in the stock market of high-paying dividend stocks you should check out. Let's highlight some of those. First of all, we have the Altria Group Incorporated stock. It has a dividend yield around 6.47%, And our oscillator shows the stock almost out of the downtrend, while the RSI it's over the neutral zone. In second place, the ONIAC Incorporated stock. It has a dividend around 5.9%, and our oscillator shows the stock already starting an uptrend while the RSI just met the neutral zone. Finally, we recommend to you to check the Universal Incorporated stock. It has a dividend yield around 5.39%, while our oscillator shows the stock still at an uptrend and the RSI not yet at the overbought zone. That's it for today. For more information about dividend stocks and growing income investing in dividend stocks, follow our channel. And don't forget to like this video. See you soon!